On the night of November 14, a drone attack by Ukrainian armed forces on the seaport in Novorossiysk, Krasnodar region of Russia, was filmed and shared by Turkish sailors standing near the port. The footage, which was shared on social media, shows Ukrainian drones launching a series of strikes on the port and ships stationed there. Commenting on the incident, Turkish sailors said that one of the ships in the port was hit. Recall, Ukrainian drones struck the Russian port city of Novorossiysk, Krasnodar Krai, on November 14, damaging an oil terminal and sparking a large fire, multiple Russian telegram channels and local officials reported. The attack hit the Sheskharis oil complex, where infrastructure facilities were damaged and a blaze broke out. The facility is a major oil export terminal that serves as the endpoint for pipelines run by Russia's state-run Transneft, the world's largest oil pipeline company. The Krasnodar Krai operational headquarters reported the hit at the oil terminal and said several coastal facilities had been damaged in the attack. Officials claimed the fire at the Sheskharis complex had been extinguished. It was also reported that a ship in port was damaged during the attack, injuring 3 crew members. Drone fragments also fell in various areas of the city. Several apartment buildings were damaged. According to the Crimean Wind, a missile could hit an S-300-400 position in Novorossiysk on the territory of Military Unit 1537 of the Kuban Red Banner Anti-Aircraft Missile Regiment. There are also reports of a hit on a Kalibr missile depot. In addition, the channel's sources report an arrival at the oil terminal of JSC Transneft. Novorossiysk, a key hub for Russia's Black Sea logistics and energy infrastructure, has been repeatedly targeted in Ukrainian strikes. Kiev considers Russian oil refineries and petrochemical facilities to be valid military targets as they help fund Moscow's war efforts.
Bir saattir sürüyor. Rafineriyi vurdular. Gemiyi vurdular. Rafineriyi bir daha vurdular. Ha drone burada. Oh! Kreini vurdular.
Ukrainian forces launched air raids on a Russian S-400 air defense system missile site, oil refinery, naval base in Saratov and Krasnodar regions deep in Russia using long-range missiles on the night of November 14. Ukrainian struck a naval base, an oil refinery in Russia's Saratov region, and a fuel storage site near Engels port in the region, the General Staff of Ukrainian Armed Forces reported on Friday. The attack marks the 4th strike on Saratov oil refinery this year that is located 600 kilometers east of the front line in Ukraine. Explosions and subsequent fires were observed on the facility's grounds, while the extent of the damage is being clarified. Local residents reported that the attack on the oil refinery was launched with drones. It produces more than 20 different petroleum products, including gasoline, diesel, fuel oil, and bitumen. The Russian Defense Ministry reported that air defense units shot down 45 drones over the Saratov region during the night. Owned by Russian oil giant Rosneft, Saratov refinery has a daily processing capacity of 140,000 barrels of crude. In a separate attack, Ukrainian troops hit the Novorossiysk naval base in Russia's Krasnodar region with the use of Ukrainian-made drones and Neptune missiles, Ukrainian military reported. The strike damaged oil-loading berths, pipelines, and pumping stations, and a large fire continued to burn at the oil terminal. The port reportedly halted oil exports after the attack, and Transneft stopped crude supplies to the distribution center. Damage was also recorded to port infrastructure and the Sheskharis oil terminal, as well as a launcher from an S-400 air defense system and a missile storage site. The strikes were followed by detonation and fire. The extent of damage has yet to be evaluated. The extent of the damage is being clarified. Novorossiysk port ranks as Russia's second-largest oil export center and a vital logistics node for petroleum products via the Black Sea. The operation was carried out by SBU's Alpha Special Forces, working together with the Defense Ministry's Intelligence Directorate, Special Operations Forces, Border Guard Service, Navy coastal missile and artillery units, and other defense forces. A source within the SBU said the coordinated actions of Ukraine's security and defense forces are steadily cutting Russia's oil revenues, stressing that each damaged refinery or terminal costs the Kremlin millions and weakens its ability to keep fighting. Earlier, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky stated that Ukrainian forces used long-range Neptune missiles in the overnight strikes on Russia, stressing that, "This is our entirely just response to Russia's ongoing terror." Ukrainian missiles are delivering increasingly significant and precise results virtually every month. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said Russia hopes that a U.S. operation in the Caribbean won't destabilize the region and Venezuela. According to Associated Press, his comments come as the most advanced U.S. aircraft carrier was expected to reach the waters off Venezuela in days. The vessel's impending arrival is a major moment in the Trump administration's campaign in South America, which it describes as a counter-drug operation. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth announced in a social media post that he is formally naming the mission Operation Southern Spear, emphasizing the growing significance and permanence of the military's presence in the region. At least 19 known U.S. strikes on vessels in South American waters have killed 76 people. The newly named operation will encompass the nearly 12 U.S. Navy ships as well as around 12,000 sailors and Marines that will be in the area after the arrival of the aircraft carrier USS Gerald R. Ford. Peskov also said that Russia was grateful to North Korean soldiers who have been demoning the Kursk region alongside Russian soldiers after Ukraine's incursion into Russian territory last year. North Korea sent up to 12,000 troops to help the Russian army take back control of Kursk, according to Ukraine, the US, and South Korea.
Мы надеемся, что не будут предприниматься никаких действий, которые могут привести к дестабилизации обстановки в Карибском бассейне и вокруг Венесуэлы. И что все будет в соответствии с международным правом. Мы действительно признательны и благодарны нашим друзьям из Корейской Народно-Демократической Республики за самоотверженную, героическую помощь. Мы никогда не забудем этой помощи. Работа эта продолжается, работа опасная, сложная. И действительно, наши корейские друзья нам очень помогают. И мы это очень высоко ценим.